let's be honest, are your players tired of meeting the exact same generic blacksmith for the 10th time? You know the one, here's your sword, albeit in gold. We've all been there, right? But what if you could create a memorable character? Someone with a unique look and a compelling backstory in less than the time it takes to roll for initiative. Today I'm showing you my 4-step method for crafting NPCs that are storyful, not just stat blocks. As a game master, my single most valuable resource is time. I definitely don't have hours to write a 10-page biography for every single shopkeeper my players might bump into, but I also know that memorable characters are the absolute heart of a great campaign. They're the ones who drive the plot, create emotional stakes, and make the world feel truly alive. The problem is, creating that kind of depth on the fly feels impossible, but trust me, it's not. The method I'm about to show you is fast, simple, and laser focused on the 4 things that actually matter at the game table. To prove it, we're gonna take that generic blacksmith and turn him into a character your players will be talking about for weeks. First things first, you need a hook. This is the very first thing the players notice. A single memorable detail that instantly sets the character apart. It can be a physical trait, a weird piece of clothing, or a specific mannerism. You just want one strong visual that immediately makes them curious. So instead of just saying you see a blacksmith, let's describe our new guy. We'll call him Kale. When the players step into his forge, they see a man with the powerful arms of a smith, but his soot-stained leather apron is buckled over the tarnished, dented breastplate of a knight. A faded insignia is just barely visible on the chest. Immediately, the players have questions. Why is the blacksmith wearing old armor? What was that symbol? You've already created intrigue, and he hasn't even said a word. This works for any NPC, a librarian who's constantly fidgeting with some strange oily gadget, a city guard whose posture is slumped in fear, not pride. One memorable detail is all it takes. Next, every NPC needs a want. This is what breathes life into them. It doesn't have to be some grand world-saving ambition. In fact, simple personal goals are way more compelling. A character's want is their motivation, the reason they get out of the bed in the morning. For our blacksmith, Kale, his goal isn't to slay a lich or reclaim a kingdom. His want is deeply personal. He's saving every last copper he can to buy back his father's sword, a family heirloom he was forced to sell to escape a past he'd rather forget. This gives him a clear motive. Maybe he charges a little extra for his work, or maybe he'd be willing to take on some risky side jobs for the party if the pay is right. This simple desire drives his actions and gives your players a lever to pull. If they learn about his goal, they can choose to help him, which creates an instant connection and a potential side quest. Every character, from a dragon in disguise to a humble potion maker, should want something. Now, the final layer, and the most powerful one, is the secret. Every truly memorable NPC has a secret. This is the thing they don't want anyone to know, the piece of their past that defines their conflicts and their fears. A secret adds instant depth and gives you a goldmine of plot hooks to use later. It's that juicy detail that players feel so rewarded for uncovering. So, what's Kale's secret? That armor and the pawn sword already hint at a story. The secret is that he wasn't just a knight, he was a knight in a prestigious order who was disgraced. He abandoned his post because he refused an order that would have sent innocent people to their deaths. Now, he lives in constant fear, hiding under the guise of a simple blacksmith. But let's add one more twist. The secret isn't just that he's hiding, it's that his former commander, a man who believes Kale is a coward and a traitor, has people watching him, even now. This secret doesn't just explain his past, it creates active present danger. Now, before we move on to the final step, if this method is helping you level up your GM game, do me a favor and hammer that like button and subscribe for more tips. And I really want to know, what's the most memorable NPC secret you've ever come across in a game? Drop it in the comments below. With these 3 steps, a hook, a wand, and a secret, you've built a fascinating NPC in just a few minutes. The final touch is linking them directly to your players. The best NPCs are the ones who have a real stake in the party's journey. So start asking questions about your own party's characters. Maybe one of your heroes has a connection to the very same knightly order Kale escaped from. Perhaps the person watching Kale is a rival the party has already made. By tying in the NPC's story to the players, you give them a personal reason to care, instantly elevating your blacksmith from a simple quest giver to a vital part of your world. And that's it. The 4-step method for making unique NPCs without breaking a sweat. 1 is to start with a hook, a memorable visual that makes them stand out. Another one is to give them a want, a simple goal that drives their actions. A third one is to add a secret, a hidden truth that creates depth and story. And the last one is to weave the story in, to finally connect that NPC story to your players. So, forget spending hours writing backstories that no one will ever hear. The next time your players walk into a tavern or a shop, give this a try. You'll be able to create a character that is unique, compelling, and ready to pull your players deeper into your world, all in less time than it takes to roll initiative.